It is it is 5 minutes after the hour of 11 o'clock. It's now time for Mecri Talk, our 1 hour talk show with our community broadcaster, Jeffrey Tavares.
Good morning, we're listening from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is Roots 96.1 FM. Good morning to Miss Isis. Thank you so much. This morning, it's a great Tuesday morning here in Kingston City, Jamaica. A great Tuesday morning. It's sunny, it's beautiful, and believe you me, it's a very roadious morning, if there's such a word. Roadious.
What does it mean, Jeffrey?
I don't know the meaning of it. It's something. It's something I put there. We're listening from the Lenten breath of Jamaica and around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is Mecri Talk. I am Jeffrey Tavares, and there is so many things going on in Jamaica. We have the coronavirus. We have the violence against women. We have policemen taking pictures with high-power rifle at weddings. What is next in this country? We're sick as hell in this country, you know. Something wrong with us. Something is fundamentally wrong with us, according to Michael Manley. And we need to wake up in this country. The people up by Laverne, Stavern, have no water and internet up there. And the Member of Parliament, Mrs. Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. What's going on up there? The people that need water and internet service up there, man. Anyway, I can behave myself this morning. I have a very beautiful lady on this morning. Pastor Stacey Garvey. Garvey. I do apologize. I keep on saying Garwood. I do apologize, Pastor Garvey. I met the goodly lady up by Pastor's Taylor Church. I'm going to have something. I can't hear. I'm not hearing myself here. Yes. I'm going to have Pastor Christopher Taylor on also. I am supposed to have Pastor Paulette Annikey-Thompson from Kissimmee, who's supposed to be on, but I don't know. I'm not getting through to her. I'm trying to figure out maybe she's at the White House having some meeting with the president and the VP. So, I'm just going to stick with who I have here with me this morning. Good morning to Pastor Stacey. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you very much. Listen, I'm afraid of that title, I'm actually just Minister Garvey for now.
Yeah, Pastor Garvey for me. Pastor Garvey for me.
My God.
You're going to be bishop pretty soon too.
Oh, Lord.
So, Anyway, I'm waiting for Pastor Taylor to come on. But before we go into our topic that I'm supposed to go into is violence against women, I need to... Pastor Taylor's on? Good morning to you, Pastor Taylor. How are you doing? You need to unmute the mic, Minister. Unmute the mic.
Yes, mother. Morning.
Remember that we're not in the Senate,
Yes, mother, I know. Morning, Minister.
Blessed morning to you, Pastor Taylor. Morning.
How are you doing?
Yes.
I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful.
Before we go into the program that we're supposed to go into, I want to speak to Pastor Garvey about her outreach ministry.
Afraid of the name, you know.
Pardon me?
She said minister will be comfortable for her.
Oh, minister. You know, the Tavares, I love give people name, is he? The Minister Garvey. How I came to an event up by Pastor Stacey Church. I was invited by the goodly gentleman to come up there. And my God, when I see some things up there, see, that's why I feel my God so big. Anyway. Tell me more about it. Tell me how do you go about getting so many things done and, you know, to uplift and to help people in the communities?
I don't even know where to start. So I spent 3 years in prison about 15 years ago. I got in some trouble with the law after having a lot of struggles mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. Got in trouble with the law, and I did time in prison. So when I came home, I, experienced transformation inside of prison. I have a book out now, My Prison Break. So from that transformation, I came home and, the Lord was speaking to me about ministry. And it was something that I did not want to do. One, I was very fearful, and I had experienced persons not being so willing to give persons like me a second chance. So I didn't want to do ministry. I didn't. However, in 2019, this was about 6 years, 5 to 6 years after being home. The Lord was very deliberate about, ministry and full-time ministry for me. So when I started out, let me backtrack a little bit. Coming home and starting over was never easy. I suffered tremendously. I had, I went through the hungry days. I didn't have clothes. I had like one dress that I would wear to 4 different churches every Sunday for them not to notice that I only had a dress and 1 shoes. And this went on for about 4 months. I didn't really have any help of such. I had to go on my own a few months after coming home. And I struggled. There was a particular point where I was so hungry that I had to eat some dog food just because I was about to faint, and the little food that I had, a half a lunch somebody gave me, I was taking it home for my son. So I couldn't eat it because he wouldn't have anything to eat and there was nothing else. And so I know about, suffering and not having it. I've been thrown out of houses more than once because I couldn't pay the rent. I know what it is like to go on your own and just have a bed and nothing else in the house, or a fridge that you would get from an organization that not even working properly, but you're so glad that you have a fridge, so you catch it up and do whatever you can do with it just to make sure that it works. And I went through a lot of struggles. And so, when the Lord said ministry in 2019, and this was after a long, drawn-out process because I didn't want to do it. So when he said ministry first, last year I kept a conference, my prison break conference, which was, it was me coming out with my prison story and going back into the prison to do ministry and, all of that. Then the Lord said to me that he's my Resurrected Garvey Ministries is 2 arms. The prison break movement, which is going into the prison, doing the conferences, the speaking engagements, all of that. But then there's a foundation. And let me just be real. I wasn't college educated, so there are certain things that I really didn't know. So when the Lord was talking about outreach and even foundation, I was clueless, and I'm being serious. I just know what I heard, and I was having a conversation with a woman of God, and I said, one of the things I want to do is to give inmates clothes when they're leaving prison, because I know that sometimes they wouldn't have it. Got a huge box of clothes from abroad, and the Lord said to me, it's a lot, so I want you to take some to a church and give it away. When you do that, I want you to post some pictures on your social media platforms. I did that. The week after that, persons just started reaching out to me from all walks of life, all over, that they want to send some clothes, they want to send some stuff. I was going into the prison the following month, I ended up getting 2 barrels full of stuff to give to the prison. And then the Lord said to me, I want you to do a food drive, which is to give back food, because in this season, a lot of people are hungry. And he said to me something very, very, he said, I'm taking the gospel out of 4 walls. I didn't understand what that meant. So I went on one outreach program to give back some food in just one place. And that one outreach led to about 8 or 9 more for 2020 alone. I still wasn't, because the critics came.
I don't cut you. It looked like I have to have a whole program for you with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Pastor Taylor jump in because I don't have enough time to be on air. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dedicate one Tuesday where you and I sit and talk about this. But I just wanted you to tell me, how did you go about getting into Pastor Taylor's church to end up helping the people of Mount Faith Baptist Church and the community? Just give me a quick...
I visited Lawrence Tavern with my one of my moms. Mm-hmm. And while I was there, the Lord said to me that the need here is great and I wanted to take an outreach mission up here. So that is how I got connected to Pastor Taylor's church. And that's how we went there this Saturday.
Okay. So Pastor Taylor.
Yes, sir.
When she came to the and that Saturday, when she came up there and she ended up helping the community, did anything leave back at all?
No, man, it was not even enough.
Oh, Lord.
And I want to tell you that a colleague of her that I knew reached out to me and that we made the link and I pray about it. And the people of the community, it was well taken because, I myself do my own thing here, but I am one of them where I am behind the scene. But I just want to take this opportunity just to big up Miss Garvey because she's doing a good work.
Yes.
And I want to say that when I look on the stuff that came, she even bring chicken, raw chicken. So everything when you look on the care package, I would have said that little is much when God is in it.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And I see myself with Miss Garvey doing some more work because I myself, I believe that we, the church, can do a lot more, because you have a lot of churches that have millions of dollars. You have a lot of people have millions of dollars. We don't want to be envious because we don't want to say that we are greedy because people work hard. But, in a time as this, as COVID, people need help.
Yes.
And when we can reach out and give an helping hand, what will God have us to do?
Yes. Well, Pastor Taylor, as I said to Minister Garvey, that I'm going to have a program where she can come on and speak some more about it. Let us go into the nitty-gritty of our discussion this morning, violence against women in this country. There's a clip there that I want Miss Isis to play for me. I want you to all to listen to Opposition Senator Morrison speaking in the Parliament a couple of days ago in the Senate.
But there is no way what was described to me, Senator Sinclair, is barbaric behavior that must be condemned. Barbaric behavior that must be condemned. There is no doubt that what was taking place in that video constitute cruelty to humanity. Cruelty to humanity. The truth is that act of brutality should not take place And even if it is that you're not certain as to who it is, the mere fact that we have seen certain actions taking place confirms that something is not right. Something is not right. And we have to make sure that we start with the condemnation. But you, Senator Golden Campbell, you know, Senator Golden Campbell, you know, I have expressed my admiration for you. But let me tell you something. We can't just operate, move from, and just deal with the generalities all the time. We have to start with the specifics. And the specific instance here warrants condemnation. Because let me tell you something, we cannot be, as lawmakers, coming here week after week to pass legislation to prevent some of these cruel and inhumane acts. And then, whilst because it relates to somebody that we know, we sort of put some legalistic arguments to give protection. And then we're going to go out there and ask John Brown from down the flankers to come tell you, Senator Sinclair, tell the police what crime is taking place down there. And we expect that they are going to listen to us. They have no confidence in us because our credibility has been dashed by our actions in this particular incident. We would have sent a strong signal to the Jamaican people.
The voice of opposition Senator Morris. Minister, what is your take on it? What is your take on what is going on in this country when it comes on to women and violent acts? Minister Garvey. Hold on for me, Pastor Taylor. Is Minister Garvey still on? Garvey?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. What is your take on what is going on in this country? I'll go to Pastor Taylor next. But what is your take on it? What is it as a woman, from a woman point of view? What is your take on it? What should be done? What legislation should be passed in the parliament pertaining to what is going on in this country?
All right. So it's a very touchy topic for me, and I'll let you know why. In 2018, I lost a younger sister who was 25 years old because of violence against women. She was in a fight with her stepfather, and she lost her life. It's not something that I condone. I don't believe that there's no excuse for, a man is much stronger than a woman. Our strength is always our mouth. So of course, we're going to find the strong things to use our mouth to say, right? But it's no excuse for the persons that are supposed to be our protectors, the persons that are supposed to even be providers, if I might go that far, to be beating and abusing and doing all of that. In terms of legislation, I'm not in a position to really speak on that because there's not much that I understand where that aspect is concerned. However, I believe that measures should be put in place so that, even it's not just for man, but even for women, because women are abusive as well. But for any person who believes that it's okay to abuse somebody else, some law or some legislation must be passed that person will think twice. And the truth is, it has been happening for years. I have other stories that I can tell about violence against women, even where family is concerned, that I've seen and that scarred me as a child. So I think, and it's kind of late now because things like this, it shouldn't wait until a video come out with somebody who is in parliament before the conversation is being had. right? It should have been something that has been on the table for years. I've known of women that have gone to police station being abused and nothing is done. Why? Because it's a common law spouse. So I believe that, this is a wake-up call for us as a country to really and true, and it shouldn't matter who, whether you're a parliamentarian or whether you're just a simple man. A law should be passed that when persons think of doing something like this, they'll think about the consequences that will come after. Hope I made sense.
Yes, you did. Pastor Taylor?
Yes. For me, it is heartrending and heartbroken because as Ms. Garvey rightfully said, we are the protectors. And this thing is going on for a number of years. I remember 4 or 5 years I was at Huntington Spring Police Station waiting and somebody there, and I look up, there was the settlement up on the top there, and I saw a man beating a woman with a piece of log like hell. And I tried to, and one of the police, they said, leave it alone because of an everyday thing, because at the end of the day, some things in the society has been normalized, and because it is normalized, it becomes, you know why so much emphasis is now placed on it is because it's a parliamentarian. But we want to move away from that a little and look on the bigger picture. No woman or no man should suffer violence because they say something, because if you're saying, if the government of the day are saying that we should not even spoil our children, that I believe a woman is the right. So when a man a trouble, I know some of the women, they're very, very aggressive, as Ms. Garvey had said, that their strongest part on their body is their mouth. But if you're with a woman and you realize that the thing now work out, man, you were in love before, man, and you know, if you kill her and cut up her body or beat her up, you know, and this, as a counsellor, I've seen these things, and sometimes you say to the woman, you're reporting, she said, boy, are the breadwinner. So you see, it's a lot of things, but if those in parliament set the stage, then we'll have a level playing field.
You know something? What I realize is going on in this country, you know, is hypocritical going on with the parliamentarians in this country. Because
very hypocritical.
I remember when the young lady who at Portmore got killed by that gentleman there. The government side, and everybody know how me is, you know. I am neither People's National Party member or a Labour Party member. I'm a Jamaican, and Jamaica come first. For me, I remember hearing Raymond Crawford, Central Manchester MP. I remember hearing Miss Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, talking about it. The only person I hear speak out against this is the current Minister of Gender Affairs, Olivia Babsy-Grange. I don't hear anybody else speak out about it. And let me say something. The Prime Minister did long after Mr. Pastor Taylor. Long after he came out, he came out and speak out against it. And the hypocrisy that goes on in the parliament of this country, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And you have some men. I can go back to the women before I go to the men. Why is it? Anybody want to call into the program, you can call 876-372-8446. That's 876-372-8446. We're speaking about violence against women in this country because some men believe that they thump the woman, they don't feel good. And some of these women believe that they get beaten, the man don't love them. Nonsense. Pastor Taylor.
But Jeff, we must...
Go ahead, sir.
We must understand that people, because you see, a couple years ago in Jamaica, if we sometimes we become sensation because at the moment we scream out. A few years ago, I believe a young lady was killed and killed on killed by Constance Spring Road there. She was from Marygrove High School. And the government of the day said that they would build a overhead bridge that those student young people at Marygrove would cross, can go over by the overhead bridge. And until now it's 2001.
2021.
You see,
2021.
When you look at it, we'll make up some nice now, but at the end of the day, nothing will be done.
You know, if we don't wake up in this country, that is why we need constitutional reform in this country. And it needs to start from the parliament.
Yes,
the goodly gentleman from Central Westmoreland, and I call no name. Because I don't money for pay no life for sue when nobody sue me and sue Roots FM. The goodly gentleman need to step down as member of parliament. We're going to take a commercial break right here and make we talk. We'll be right back.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Quality and affordability is our mantra at San Myrna Paper Products Limited. We stock a wide variety of top paper products, including domestic jumbo roll tissues to medical bed rolls, hand towels, and napkins. We commit to providing you with top-tier products and excellent customer service. Our brands include Sophie, Westbest, and Classy, distributed in all major supermarkets and wholesales. Call us at 876-937-4711 or visit our website at sanmyrnapaperproducts.com. Family-friendly, budget-friendly all the time.
I am special. I am special. I have extraordinary abilities. I am a mountain.
Join every Wednesday morning at 9 for Extraordinary Abilities. And look at persons with disabilities and the amazing ways they cope with their challenges. That's Extraordinary Abilities. Every Wednesday at 9.
Roots FM. Hey guys, it's your girl Digital Kim. Join us every Tuesday on Roots 96.1 FM
for the Pure Talent Show, 6 to 8 p.m.
every Tuesday.
My name is DJ Brett Van, dropping the new hits.
And we are send all artists on road. Artist interview, trending topics, community highlight. We are going with a bag of things every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. From you want good promotion, link up Pure Talent Team. Every Tuesday on Roots 96.1 FM with DJ Breadvan and Digital Kim.
Roots for the youths.
Welcome back to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM. Wherever you're listening from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, this is Roots 96.1 FM. Our number to call in is 876-372-8446. That's 876-372-8446. My topic this morning is violence against women. I have with me Minister Garvey, Pastor Christopher Taylor at the Mount Faith Baptist Church, and I was just told that Pastor Dr. Paulette Annikey-Thompson from Kissimmee, Florida, will be joining us pretty soon. The parliament of this country, as I was saying before I end up go for the commercial break. The parliament of this country need to set an example. The gentleman from Central Westmoreland must not hold any public office in this country. Must not hold any public office in this country. And we have some people, you have someone in the parliament, they beat their wife, and nobody knows they beat their wife, you know. Because the wife have a shot for her mouth. Because if she open her mouth, buff, and then they're not going to use chair this time. They're not use the table, the dining table, and lick her down. We need to wake up in this country. Women, you have some women, you know, don't get me wrong, you know. You have some women who believe that them is Miss High and Mighty. But regardless of what, when you married a woman, you're not married for beat her, she's not your child. And when a woman starts with her antics, you walk out and leave her. Leave her alone, but she continue to lab her mouth. Because that's all I know if it was lab them out. But you take chair, they beat him and I want to do in my parliament. You want to know for me people in the house? And the speaker of the house, them is a bunch of set of hypocrite in there. Anyway, Jeffrey, behave yourself. Minister Garvey rather, you can tell me, what do you want our leaders of this country, what sort of legislation you want them to pass for women in this country who need help?
I mean, I think at one point I heard about some form of help centers and some helpline for women that, you know, would have experienced abuse and all of that. But I think more can be done, right? I think that shelters can be put in place. And this is something that, you know, my ministry is working on, because it's not just about housing a person, giving them food, giving them shelter, and giving them somewhere to sleep. It has to take some kind of mental healing as well. You said it yourself a while ago that a lot of women have a mindset that if a man don't hit them, they don't love them, one, and that they have to take the beating because maybe the man is the source. That is a seed that would have been planted somewhere, either as a child, as a teenager, or some event that would have happened, right? I believe that the approach that the government can take, if they cannot do it, help different either ministries or different organizations that want to put these things in place. Because as much as we can discipline the man or even discipline the woman that commit the act or whatever, a level of healing has to take place, right? And we have to prevent the situation from happening again. And for me, that's the main thing. Find out why it happened and try to prevent it from happening again, right? Even with the situation that is being talked about, the parliament here and whatnot, it happened. How do we prevent this from happening again? And for me, that's the thing. So we can debate it. Go ahead, sir.
Pastor Taylor, sorry to cut in, Minister, but Pastor Taylor,
Yes.
you and I know most of what is going on in the Parliament. Because,
Yes.
we love to watch. A lot of Jamaicans don't watch neither the Senate, the sitting of the Senate, or the sitting of the Parliament.
Yes.
And quite frankly, my views on both the Senate and the Parliament is this. I know senators don't really get a good salary of such. I think they get a stipend. If my memory, yes. Yes, yes. But with the members of Parliament, them only meet once a week.
Yes.
How can you take care of the nation business by your meeting once a week? And they pass legislation to help themselves, They amend the law to help themselves. You as an individual, take off your pastoral hat now. Take it off. I'm talking to Christopher Taylor now. Not Pastor Christopher Taylor, I'm talking to Christopher Taylor now. What you as a Jamaican man, what do you want to see done in the House of Parliament to protect our women? You have two beautiful daughters. You have a beautiful wife.
Not only do I have daughters, I have a lot of family, which is females, and a lot of friends. And you say, Ms. Garvey had said it, that out of this can birth something good, because the Parliament now must move a motion to send a strong message to say that not only if you're a parliamentarian, if you're a radio host, if you're a preacher, if you're a teacher, or whatever profession you are from, then you must behave in a particular manner, in such a way that the law must be clear, that nobody have it in them head that the law, the one person will have said the law is not a shackle. And I tell people that in Jamaica, what is happening and what has been the propaganda that has been spread, that people believe that, listen, me and my money will kill you and get away with it, because all I need in this country is a good lawyer. And if I can be represented by a good lawyer, the chance for me to go to prison is slim. So then we need the parliamentarian, likewise the prime minister and the cabinet and those in the upper house and the lower house now to come together to put something not to suit themselves or to suit their friends or their family, but the wider Jamaica, because when the prime minister and all those who would have sworn in by the governor general swear allegiance to protect the people of Jamaica.
They swear to protect and defend the constitution of this country.
And the constitution of itself have no power unless the constitution represents the people of Jamaica.
Yes. And that is why I am calling on the President of the Senate. I am calling on the President of the Senate, the Honorable Thomas Tavares Finson, along with other senators. And I'm calling on the Parliament of this country. Pass some legislation to help women in this country. Let this that went on, as what the alleged said is some member of Parliament. It cannot be proven because he neither deny nor says him.
But Sir Jeffrey, we are looking now on because it has happened because the parliamentarian would have done it. But I've seen a video the other day with a woman with a machete putting on some heavy liquor man. So we need to come to the table and balance the thing, because I am outraged against any woman that abuse a man, and likewise any man that abuse a woman, likewise any person who abuse a child.
Yes.
So as Ms. Garvey, are here?
Ms. Garvey?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. That's we having the conversation, we must move away now to what we need to do to because when you listen up, every night there's an alert put out, a woman is missing. And it can't be so, it's like we are running then after a time I'll be able over there. One singer sing a song that Woman Royal. Woman is so beautiful, man. And
I am telling you, you know. I am telling you, man. I remember the former late Gigi, you know, who said that he's a man of great feminine beauty. My God, when you look at them, it was Sir Flowers of Glass Bowl, man.
Oh.
He said he's a great man of feminine beauty.
Yes. I must have the conversation because, and I must take this opportunity to apologize to all the women out there who have been abused. And because as a man, I love woman, and woman will be in my life until God take away the breath from me.
Yeah, well, I must say the same thing to you, to Pastor Taylor. I looking at wife, like I said publicly, I looking at nice, lovely wife. Because I'm a man who loves to give great feminine love, you know. I love to give great, you know, because I love feminine beauty, you know. I love, you know, I love the feminist of a woman, you know.
well, as a married man myself, I have been married over some 20 years now. And each time people see me with the public, I just want to take this opportunity because my wife made me look good. And when you have a good woman, some man don't like a strong woman. I love a strong woman. Yeah. And I just want to take the opportunity to say the woman of Jamaica, we love you, we appreciate you. And I don't want you to the sentiments that them a kill woman and a good man on it. Good man still out there, you hear me, sir?
Yes, that's
you're
true.
the one that put out himself. Good man still out there, and I don't want this rubbish to speak that no good woman out there. Good woman still out there, but sometimes what we are looking for the bling.
Yes,
and
the
even
bling.
I say to the young ladies many a time, it's better you have a single man love you and appreciate you than you have a man high roller beat you and abuse you.
Yes.
You know, Minister and Pastor Taylor, let me say something. Before I go any further, I get to understand that somebody told Pastor Taylor the other day that he's looking, you know, a lady by the name of Sister Tam told him that he's looking, you know, and he said yes because the wife is taking good care of him.
Yes.
Anyway,
I am well taken care of.
Anyway, let us get back to this thing. It is a very hurtful and burning topic for me. I grew up in a home in Negril, and I never see anybody beating any of my aunties because I didn't grow up with a mother and a father. Yes. I grew up with adopted parents and aunties and uncles. And I never see anybody beating anybody. And the way how my grandparents, the late Ruby Arthurs and my godmother Bernice Louise Samuels and my adopted parents and Louise Tavares raised me, is that we, the men, must learn to love. We must show love and respect to women at all times. Some of the women, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, they torment the living hell out of you. But it's for you to know what to do. What give you the moral right to go and lick a woman? Minister Garvey? If a man, if you have a husband, because I know you're not married, you know, and if you have a husband, and your husband start beat you, and when he done beat, oh baby, I'm so sorry, and he beat you again, tell you, but he's sorry again, he beat you again, he's so sorry again. What would you do?
So there wouldn't be a second beating, because after the first beating, that's it. It won't be a second beating. And I think a lot of women get trapped because they feel like they have to be here. And I see people even use scripture as an excuse to stay in abusive marriages.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's for a whole nother day about submission and death part and covenant and all of that. But scripture also.
Sorry to cut you. I just realized that I have Pastor Annikey-Thompson. Pastor Thompson, good morning.
Good morning.
Pastor Thompson, good morning. Are you on?
Continue.
I think she needs to unmute. She needs to unmute her mic. Unmute her mic for me, Pastor Thompson. We need to hear from you, ma'am. Until she unmutes her mic, that's Pastor. Yes, Pastor Thompson, good. Welcome.
How are you?
I am good.
Hello, everybody. Minister, how are you? Jeffrey, how are you? How are you?
I am good. I long to see that lovely face. Put the phone up where we can see your face, no man.
I was in the store shopping.
I have with me Pastor Christopher Taylor from the Mount Faith Baptist Church, who is no stranger to you. And
yes, I was listening to him.
Yes. What is your views on what is going on in Jamaica? What sort of legislation should be put in place to protect our women?
Well, okay. First of all, there won't be if the Constitution does not have these clauses for abuse and accountability, then it needs to be in place. And if the Constitution is not being utilized in that sense, then nobody's gonna hold accountable for abuse. Abuse on every hand is just wrong. It doesn't matter if it's a woman, if it's a man, because I've seen men abuse women and I've seen women abuse men, and so and children, and it's right across the board. All right, but we have to stand strong and fight against abuse. And I was just listening to the former minister there that was speaking a while ago and saying that some of us as women feel trapped. And another thing, some do feel trapped and afraid of leaving because of the threat, the death threat, that if you leave me, I'm going to do this to your family, or I'm going to do this to your children, or whatever it is. And yes, they do feel trapped. And sometimes the Lord doesn't go for us in the first place. Even here in America, a lot of women have lost their life to domestic abuse. And it's time for us as women to wake up and to speak up. And we as women, some of us don't have any support. Because number one, when I come to you, Pastor Taylor, for example, and I said to you, Pastor, my husband is beating me. The first thing you might say to me is that my sister, it's a domestic situation, and if I ever say until they do your part, so maybe you do something wrong, and then the blame starts. I'm not saying that you do, Pastor. I'm just using you as an example. And so we are afraid to talk about that abuse, that we have been abused. And some people feel that it's okay because if my husband doesn't hit me, or my boyfriend or my children and father, then he not love me. Because I heard women speak like that before, and I say that's foolish. You're foolish, and I said, why would you say that if you're going to put yourself through that and you believe that, then there won't be any changes? So until the law comes in and women begin to speak up and say what it is for whatever reason, speak out and get help and support, and the blame not shift to say, oh, you're a bad wife because you never do this, why your husband do this. There's no reason for a man to put their hand on a woman, and there is no reason for a woman to put their hand on a man. I always say big people doesn't like other people to tell them what to do. So therefore, if you don't like me to tell you what to do, why do you want to tell me what to do? We are helpmeet. We are not slaves. We are helpmeet, and that's what the Bible said. Yes, you're going to use the Bible to justify this and say, wife, submit yourself. But if they never tell me that the Bible never tell me that my husband's supposed to beat me.
We don't have enough time. Leave Pastor Taylor, your final word. Minister Pastor Taylor. Okay, Minister Garvey.
I mean, let's get this thing together. We're appealing to the government. Do the right thing. Put measures in place that protects us, not just men and women, but as people, right? Put measures in place so that this thing does not become let's stop the cycle, put it that way, because it is a cycle. It has been going on for years, right? And let this thing now that has been blown out of proportion now be the example why the change needs to happen.
Yes. Pastor Christopher Taylor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Your final word with us, sir. What do you think the government and the lawmakers should do, both the Senate and the Parliament?
Well, I believe that remove now. I hear the talking and I hear the gesturing. They must move now and get the work done, because likewise the senators on both sides come together regardless of your allegiance to any political party, and because you're there to serve the people and to serve the people of Jamaica. And until we have laws that will have teeth and can bite, and we have laws and people know that if you do this, this is the outcome. I will take this time out to share with you those Songs of Solomon 5. I am coming to my garden, my sister, my spouse.
Yes.
I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunken with wine. You see, Songs of Solomon bring you in such feelings that woman is so warm, and I must apologize to all the women out there that are physical, verbal abuse, that we are depending on the Prime Minister now, and we must push this agenda that we, the people of Jamaica, the women of Jamaica, the little girls and the little boys can be in a better place as we go within the 21st century.
Yes. Pastor Annikey-Thompson, 2 minutes for your final wrap-up, ma'am.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with what Pastor Taylor said. And also, Pastor Taylor, we are us as leaders too. We have to bear that cross upon us. And because I know in our church, in the churches, a lot of ministers, men abuse their wives so bad in the body of Christ. And we have to start from there too. We cannot put everything on the government to start. We're going to let it start with us. All right, we have to also let it start with us. I am a female and I need to let it start with me, where I said is zero tolerance for abuse. I will not tolerate this abuse. And so women in the church as well and around, because a lot of women in the churches are getting abused by their husbands in the church and they're afraid to talk.
Yes. Thanks to Pastor Paulette. Thanks to Pastor Dr. Paulette Annikey-Thompson. Thanks to Pastor Christopher Taylor. Thanks to Minister Stacey Garvey, who came on board with us this morning to speak about violence against women and to speak about her outreach ministry. It has been a great morning. It is a great topic. It's not finished yet, so we have more to talk about. But of course, it's only 1 hour I am giving here. So, until then, but before I go, I'm asking everyone, at the sound of my voice, please go to Roots FM website and donate. We need some well-needed equipment. If we don't have these equipments, we are going to go off here forever because the equipments are old. They have been here since Father Ranking Sung organized this radio station. It has been here. We need 2 transmitters. We need some mic in Studio B. Miss Isis. We need some mic in Studio B. We need some proper equipment to have this radio station going. And I'm asking everyone in Jamaica, come on down to Roots FM and give your $100, give whatever you can. I know the virus is around and everything, but we need some help here. And we're asking you to come on down. Thanks to Pastor Paulette Annikey-Thompson. Thanks to Pastor Christopher Taylor, Minister Garvey. Thank you so much. Until then, when you hear my voice again, I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. And may God continue to bless this beautiful island of ours, Jamaica land we love.
I am special. I am special. I have extraordinary abilities.
I am a mountain George every Wednesday morning at 9 for Extraordinary Abilities. And look at persons with disabilities and the amazing ways they cope with their challenges. That's Extraordinary Abilities. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. here on Roots 90.